Welcome back. I didn't know this, but Linda Daniel has been with an organization for quite a while, and this organization is called Ozark Homeward Bound Rescue, and they've been saving animals for the last 4 years.
We started in June of 2010.
And what was the figure you figure 600?
We have sent out 691 dogs. We've got one going out in the morning, which makes 692.
When you say going out, that means
they get on a transport. The transport comes from Little Rock. They are Scott, actually, Arkansas. They come to my home. They travel in looks like an airline shuttle bus. It's equipped with permanently installed crates. They take 60 to 70 dogs every week to the Northeast. They take
Northeast America.
United States. Yes. They take every other week. They go to Ohio and Kentucky, and they take about 60 dogs, and we post our dogs.
I was going to say, how do people find out about them?
Well, we post them online. We have a website. People come back on the website and say they're interested in this dog or that dog, and then I call them. I talk with them about how we would get the dog to them. When our dogs leave us, they are fully vetted. They have a packet with everything in it: their rabies certificate, rabies tag, spay-neuter certificate, their health certificate, and they have a medical sheet. Our puppies do not leave until they have had 3 parvo shots 3 weeks apart. Very important. And they also get a Bordetella shot. Their flea and tick, everything has been done. Dogs that are a year old get a heartworm test. Puppies do not get a heartworm test. Our vet says it's invalid for a puppy, but if they have heartworms, they're so tiny that the heartworm prevention, which we tell people that adopt them, you must start them on heartworm prevention. On our website, we show them all the places that they stop, that the transport stops. And people tell us where they want them to stop. They get that back to me. I contact the transport people. I give them the adopter's name, phone number, dog's name, and the pickup place. Then they send me a confirmation 24 hours before they go out. I send that to the people. I call the people 24 hours after they receive their dog. I call again in a week. I call again in a month. If the dog is not happy and the adopter's not happy, we want our dog back and we refund their adoption fee. We do have to pay $140 a dog for every dog that we send out. But this has just been such a help to the community of Harrison. People just do not realize how much people call. Every day I get 2 or 3 calls, people wanting me to take dogs that have come to their home, whatever. We will, we've had to sort of change our policy because we've been burned a few times by doing this. We would take the dogs, I take the dogs to the vet, I get them spayed and neutered and everything that needs to be done medically. We've had over 30 dogs that when we call the person, we have the whoever fosters the dog, we want them to talk to the potential adopter because they know the dog. They know the personality. But we've had, like I say, 30 to 35 dogs that have just, when we call and say, we've got someone interested in your dog, we'd like you to, that dog ran away. That dog disappeared. So
after the spay or
after
neuter.
we've put all this money into the dog. So we've had to change our policy a little bit, but it's not hurting the local people. I do require that they give me a check that I hold. I do not cash this check. And when their dog is adopted and goes out, I return their check to them. But we had to protect ourselves because it was causing us a lot of grief.
How do you get fosters for it?
Well, some of our fosters are just people. We have about 4 that I have 16 at my house right now.
16 dogs.
16 dogs, yes. And you just, I say I can't take any more, but you do. It's hard to turn them away. And some of our fosters, are our regulars, and they're on our board. We have We have six, I think, or 6 or 7 board members, and part of them are, they foster for us.
Right.
But we call the people owner fosters that call and say, oh, somebody dumped 2 dogs at my house. What can you do to help me? You've got to take these dogs. Well, sometimes we can and sometimes we can't.
Right.
They have to hold the dog, but we do all the vetting.
Gotcha.
And I get them, spayed and neutered and everything. Let me think. What else do I need to tell you? Okay, of these 691 dogs that we've sent out, we've had 10 dogs returned. And this hurts us because we have to pay the transport fee,
Sure, yeah.
whether the dog
right.
stays or not.
Right.
And we have helped, I don't know if you all remember it was in the paper at Omaha, Arkansas last year. I think it was in February or March, and 32 dogs.
Right, yeah, I saw that.
3 or 4 horses, a pot-bellied pig, several cats, and a goldfish were left. We went in, we drove there every day, fed these dogs, got a volunteer vet, Dr. Tim Addis, he's retired. He went with us, he did health certificates, he did rabies shots, and we did not do our normal way because there's no way we could take in 32 dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
But we got some rescues in the north that, agreed to take these dogs. And some we drove to Fayetteville, some we drove to Memphis, and, got places for them. We also were involved in, this again was in the paper, someone shot a dog last year in its right front paw, back front paw. There was sort of an owner, but we paid for it because he could not pay for it. These are the things that hurt us financially when we
sure,
step
yeah.
up
Let me
and do.
ask a question. When you place an animal, are you placing it in a new home or possibly in another?
No, we do not place in a shelter. We know who our adopter is. We keep in touch with them after the adoption takes place. No, we won't
like
do
a
that.
private adoption.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
And then how are
And-
you funded?
Just what we can do, just like this cookbook that we have for sale. And our adopters, all of the recipes in this book, a few are local, but most of the adopters are people that have adopted from us. We have their dogs' pictures in this.
Oh.
And this is, of course, selling cookbooks by having their dogs' pictures
Oh,
in
I
it.
see.
How
Yeah.
sweet.
We have had people that have bought 10 cookbooks because they're going to give them as gifts.
Right.
And this is hopefully going to help. Right now, we haven't paid for them yet. I paid a half of it, and we've just about collected enough to make the first deposit. Now, we've got another 2,000 something deposit to make. But we are hoping that this is going to help us. And we have we have no public funding whatsoever. We do charge for our dogs that are adopted a minimal fee. When you consider they have to pay the transport fee, and if we've had a dog, and this last month, we've sent out 4 dogs that we've had over 2 years
Wow.
that we rescued at one place or another. We've sent them out. We lose money on dogs like this. Not only the fact that we fed them all this time and we have to update all of their shots, but just because if they deserve a home. By that time, they need a home. Are we running out of time?
You
No,
obviously
that's fine.
have a passion.
Well, I taught school for 32 years, and then I went to the dogs. and the dogs truly are harder than the children, and it's not really the dogs. It's some of the situations you are involved with. The double suicide out here last July, we were called in on that. We took dogs out of there. People we're being suggested by lots of people, so we get lots of calls from different organizations.
Because
The
you're
groomers,
supplying a big need.
right?
Let me ask, you mentioned this early on in the interview about you ship most everything up to the Northeast. Why is there such a
Because
scarcity of that?
they enforce their spay-neuter laws, so they have no dogs. They want our dogs. They desperately want our dogs. We put and this is a heartbreaker for me and the rest of our group. We acquired a little purebred Sheltie on the 4th of July, beautiful little dog. She had not been spayed. She was 4 years old. We had her spayed, put her online. Immediately, we had 15, 20 inquiries on her. We had an adopter in Mountain Home and we thought, well, the dog wouldn't have to go on this long transport. Incidentally, our transport people are absolutely fantastic. They are wonderful. They come to my house and pick up the dogs every Friday morning.
They're on the road traveling. They don't.
Yes.
Do they fly in?
No. They travel in this airline shuttle bus.
Okay.
But this dog, we thought, well, Mountain Home, the dog wouldn't have to make the trip. These people had had Shelties before, so they were familiar with the breed. They had a fenced backyard. We met them in Yellville, halfway, 5 o'clock. 2 weeks ago today, and they took the dog. 6 o'clock they called us. They went home. They didn't put the dog in the fenced backyard. They let the dog loose in the front yard without a leash. The dog took off.
Oh dear.
We have done everything. We've called all the groomers, all the vets. The dog had just been spayed the day before, so she had a fresh spay.
Right.
Flyers out. We're not going to get the dog back. Someone has the dog.
Yeah.
And if she has a good home, that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but,
Oh boy.
you know, that just is a heartbreaker.
Sure it is.
And
Sure it is.
because you wonder. Because she had been at my daughter's house, who also teaches school and fosters also, and gets a lot of dogs. They get a lot of dogs that come to the Bergman School, partly because they know she'll take them.
The reason you're here is to bring awareness to all of our viewers out there. Now, you work not only in Harrison, but you work over in Mountain Home, too. You mentioned that a couple times.
I go to Mountain Home to the vet.
Yeah.
I do not work over there.
Oh, okay.
However, we have taken dogs from Mountain Home. If they call me and say, we've got to do something with this dog, Marion County, Searcy County,
Right.
Baxter, where's Jasper? What's that?
That's Newton.
Newton County, and of course Boone County. Yes, we help with all the.
Well, that's in our viewing area.
Yes, anyone who calls and says, now we're at the point right now where we cannot take any more dogs. But we will help them, but they have to, they have to keep them.
Foster it themselves.
Yes, they have to foster them themselves, because we've got like 80 dogs in our care right now. And
tell us how people can help.
Okay, well, now.
That sounds like it may be a big
Just
list.
write one big check, right?
Okay, right, yes. Well, no, right now we have just put on our Facebook. We have a wonderful Facebook. Our adopters contact us with pictures of the dogs that we have adopted.
Is that Ozark Homeward Bound? Is that
Ozark Homeward Bound, yes.
Okay.
And we have an ozarkhomewardbound.com, which is our website, which shows all the dogs that we have in our care. Our cookbook is mentioned in these. We have 3 dogs that are unadoptable, but they need a home. They deserve a home. Nice dogs, but they do not get hits. And we've had 2 of them will be 3 years this August.
Yeah.
And so we are sending these dogs to a place in Utah that will help you, but it costs us over $600 to get the dogs there. So we have just, last night we put on our Facebook and we contacted our adopters and some of the people locally that we've helped with their dogs to ask to send us $10, $20.
Yeah.
So we can make this money up, because we don't have this kind of money right now. I order a vaccine online. I just ordered $1,000 worth of vaccine just this week. It just, a lot more goes out than
There's
comes
a big
in.
hole in that bucket.
Exactly.
Can't keep it full.
Absolutely.
And I want to let people know, probably we've been watching the interview, you've noticed that Linda has not taken up mixed martial arts boxing or any of that.
I didn't ask.
Okay, 2 weeks ago, it'll be this Friday, when they bring their dogs to my house that are going out on rescue. And I think I forgot to tell these people, but I have 16 dogs at my home. They all come in at night and sleep in crates, because I want to crate train them, plus I don't want to annoy my neighbors with barking dogs in the night. So they are supposed to call me on the phone, not ring my doorbell. Apparently I didn't tell them. They rang my doorbell. All 16 dogs start barking.
Oh, good grief.
I ran out the garage door to run around to stop them, hit a flower pot, and down I went.
Oh, no.
I guess I got up, got some shots, went out and gave the dogs a couple of shots, talked with these people. I have no memory of it. After the dogs all left on the transport, I went to the emergency room. I had a concussion.
Oh, good.
I have bruised ribs, but I look a lot better than I did 2 weeks ago. So
Oh my goodness.
all in the day
You have
of
a
a
big
dog.
heart.
Yeah. Well,
And a
they
black
have
eye.
no one to speak for us, them, you know.
Right.
And I've had some criticism because I did teach school for 32 years, and they said, "Why are you putting all this time and energy into these dogs? You could be helping children." And I said, "Well, I did help children for 32 years. I loved my children. Still hear from kids that, and I taught kindergarten, but I still hear from kids that have graduated from high school, so I feel good about that. But the dogs don't have many people to speak for them.
Yeah.
And they were put on this earth for a reason. They're non-judgmental. They
They don't have a choice.
No, they don't. They truly do not.
Your phone number is on the screen there. Could you
It's
mention that?
741-1055, and we do have, it's Ozark Homeward Bound at yahoo.com is our website. We have, and of course our
Facebook page
Facebook is
too,
on
yeah.
there. And when people adopt from us, because this long distance adoption, I would be very reluctant to adopt the way they do. But we do have a list of people that can verify that we are a legitimate group, people that have adopted from us previously that will verify that we are what we say we are. Our vet's phone number is on there. They can call him. They can call the transport people out of Scott. So,
Well, hopefully we
Thank
can help
you.
you with that.
well, thank
Yes.
you. We appreciate that. And our cookbooks are for sale.
How much are the cookbooks?
Our cookbooks are $17. And
Oh, just give them 20.
well, that's what some people do. Some
Yeah,
people
well,
do.
that's easy that way, yeah.
And these, I was just reading some of the helpful hints in here. I did not know this. Any vegetables that grow on top of the ground, you're not supposed to put a lid on when you're cooking them.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
I didn't
I got me
either.
cooking wrong.
But there are lots
Think
of
about that one.
Okay.
well, too. But there are lots of good hints in this book.
Okay.
And you can pick this up where?
Well, some of the groomers have them, or they
Okay.
can call me, and I will.
Okay, just
you know,
call
get
the
them
number
to
that's
them.
on it.
Yes.
You
Yes.
up.
Yes.
Thanks,
yes,
Linda.
Yes. Thank you very
We
much.
want you to
and thank
come
you
back
for having
sometime.
us.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Let us know when something comes up
Okay,
that's
when
of
we
importance.
reach the 1,000 mark
There
of
you go.
adopted dogs.
Thanks, Linda.
Awesome.
Up next, we're going to be talking with Larry Martin and his yearly trek here to talk about the bluegrass event that's coming up in Jasper. We'll talk about that in 2 minutes. Stay with us.